Hey guys, Grassman here. We're continuing from day 69 where we left off, and this is part 3 and the final part of the me who knows a lot of things about Minecraft gives advice to Luke the Notable on what he can do in his Minecraft super flat world. So here we go.
Well, it was back to the nether. I'm really not sure what I would have done without this nether gold. Otherwise, in super flat, I don't think it would be possible to find it. Wandering through the nether, I found myself a black stone.
You can get the gold from the nether. You can, like I was saying, you can drown the zombies. If you just set up a little water thing, like he's got water from, that he can get water from the fountains and then make an infinite water source. If he can make a way to catch zombies and then drown them, the drowns have a chance of dropping gold ingots. You can also smelt the armor that the zombies will drop into gold nuggets, and then 9 of those makes an ingot. I believe you can also kill, zombie pig, even if the nether was flat, you could kill zombie piglins.
Fortress, and I know for a fact there's tons of gold in there. Being very careful, I went straight for these gold blocks without touching everything.
Yeah, so again, seeing as it's not super flat, you get nether fortresses and bastions and stuff, so those can have a lot of very important resources. I think, unless villages can have, I don't think villages can have saddles or name tags. You can trade for name tags, but you can't find them in chests, so the nether might be the only place you can find saddles.
Once you're up here, all of the piglins can't really get to you. And then, of course, once you start touching the gold, all of the piglin brutes and most of the piglins make themselves known, and you can just shoot them with your bow. And once all the piglins are dead, there's pretty much nothing to be afraid of, so I looted up to my heart's content. Yeah, in the big chest, I even found an ancient debris. That's pretty awesome. Filled to the absolute brim.
I didn't know you could find ancient debris in those. Good thing to know. He will want to probably go mining for netherite. It's going to make the, of course, seeing as you have a nether, you may as well go mining for netherite, because diamond is already hard enough to find, but you can trade with the villagers for it. You may as well get netherite just for more protection. It is quite hard to survive. If you get stuck out there, you can kind of just tunnel down a little bit, but the mobs do spawn like crazy. You can easily get overwhelmed.
With gold and loot, I went home. It was a great day. So then, of course, I got to curing my second shepherd. It's going to be a pretty long night for him. Yeah, not much else going on. Could have farmed, but really didn't want to.
Ads, lovely.
I still have to wait for that last shepherd to cure up, so today I decided to build a disposal system. I have so much trash. It took all day because I didn't Google, but you're never going to learn anything if you just Google. I got the system working, but don't have enough lava to actually make it dispose of things. It was no problem, though. I just took some lava from my...
Yeah, so
cobblestone generator.
You don't need to do this. You can get the lava from the nether. Once you get to the nether, you pretty much have infinite lava. It's not technically infinite. It won't be until the Caves and Cliffs update. But then they are adding a way to get infinite lava by putting a block under the lava, and then a stalagmite under the block, and then a cauldron under that. Lava will drip in and eventually fill the cauldron. It's very slow, though.
And thanks to my years in gamer college, I was able to make an auto-disposal system / cobblestone generator that works flawlessly. Second shepherd's done too. Of course, he buys white wool for 1 emerald apiece, but if I could get my hands on some gray wool, I could make even more money. Day 72, I spent some time cleaning up my items.
Not necessarily. If it's white wool for 1 emerald apiece, like if 1 white wool is 1 emerald, you're not going to get, I don't think you get more emeralds for just having gray wool. But if you have white or gray wool, it's all just worth 1, I believe, at this point. So, more wool is what more wool, not more gray wool.
I still don't have a storage system, but at least I can get rid of trash.
Oh no, I guess there is, because they have limits. So you can't just do infinite white wool. So more gray wool, yeah, then he's right. My bad.
Got some absolutely insane luck. A wandering trader showed up. I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, so apparently they haven't showed up the rest of the time, but wandering traders are very important. They offer you a whole bunch of things you can't otherwise get. So let's see what he gets.
I don't know how, but
this is a pretty bad one. He didn't get the sand. He didn't get the sugarcane or the cactus. May as well take the blue dye. May as well take the flowers. May as well take the... he's probably already got seeds. The blue... Black dye comes from ink. So you may as well take the blue and black dye, as well as the flowers, as well as the coral, as well as the dirt stuff. Because most of it you just can't get anywhere else. So you may as well take most of those things, other than the seeds. And max out those trades if you can. I know he has a lot of emeralds, so you may as well. Just because you're not going to likely see those things much often again. You can make a squid farm for black dye, but it's going to be... Unless you can't. Do they only spawn ocean biomes? You might be able to make a squid farm. You might not be able to. So you have to... The black dye is definitely worth it. Because even if you do make a squid farm, it'll take a while. So...
I needed black dye, and a day later, this guy shows up and sells me black dye. This is just insanely lucky. In Super Flat, there's a ton of items that can only be got from the Wandering Trader, and it's so lucky that I got black dye here. So all I had to...
So he ignored the other type of dirt, that I believe it's like chorus dirt? No? Podzol? I think it's Podzol. Podzol is basically the dirt with pine leaves on it. I would have taken the Podzol, probably for decorating mainly, but... Because, you want to actually make the world look nice. And the coral, too. If you ever want to make, like, some sort of tank or something, you may as well take the coral.
Do was dye a few sheep gray, and now I'll automatically make some profits off that wool as well. And then to top it all off, some raiders showed up. What is happening? Well, I guess I'm doing a raid now.
Yeah, so when raiders show up, you probably should do a raid. The totems can be kind of helpful, and that's really all you're going to get from the raid, but it's entertainment, and the worlds are actually pretty lame. Also, I should say, I actually tried this on PS4, and it was impossible, because on PS4, there's no world customization options for Superflat, so you can't change what the layers are, and you can't actually make it so villages will appear. The Nether is normal, but villages won't appear. There's nothing you can do, you're stuck. Which is so weird, because PS3 allows you to customize the world and turn on or off certain structures. But the PS4 doesn't let you do any of that. It's so stupid.
It's only level 1. I'll be careful. I should be fine. The hardest part was just getting them to come to me. They'd spawn out in the flats, and I'd have to shoot them with my arrows from far away. Eventually, I just did everything on horseback, which seemed to work a lot better. There's a lot of room to run around here. I was worried about some of the bigger mobs like Ravager.
I guess witches will spawn in the later waves as well. The witches can be quite helpful, because again, they drop, like, sugar, which he doesn't have access to yet, as well as possibly glass bottles, I believe. That's why he's got one in his inventory.
But again, on a horse in the open, they can't really touch me. Of course, I was most worried about the evokers. They're very fast and spawn the Vex, but in the open, that wasn't much trouble. And I just got my first Totem of Undying. Nice.
Yeah, the Vex's main ability is that they do 1, a lot of damage, and 2, they can go through blocks. So they're useless in a super flat, because they can, like, sneak up under you, kind of, but they're not really going to do anything from there. So they're pretty much useless in a super flat.
I know I have walls, diamond armor, diamond tools and stuff, but I never really feel comfortable in a hardcore world unless I have that totem. I wasted a lot of arrows on the rest of the raid, but it was pretty straightforward. It was level 1. It still took pretty much a whole day, but I beat the raid, became a hero, and got some totems and sugar in the process. That was very stressful, but at least now I know I can do raids about once a centennial. The hero status didn't help too much. I got some discounted golden carrots, but my main money-making method is already maxed out.
He's mainly making emeralds from wool, and the wool is already 1 emerald piece, so it doesn't really help him. Anything else about the raids? No, the raids are pretty straightforward. They're not too hard. I guess you could possibly try and bring a Ravager away, and then, because the Ravagers can actually be used for, like, movement purposes. By some sort of, like, weird exploit thing, but other than that, the raids aren't too helpful.
I put some blue orchids in front of my house. They're my favorite flower, and then realized that my house is kind of ugly and probably should be demolished. I've made a nice industrial district here. It's kept me alive.
Yeah, by this point, I would have built something out of stone bricks. You could probably be building a castle. There's lots of open space. You have plenty of room. You have plenty of stone bricks. You can get carpet. You can get stuff for a castle quite easily.
I've kept me fed, kept my pockets full, but it's not home. So the first thing I did on day 76 is I put down some blocks where I'll build my new property. Of course, my slime supervisors helped a ton,
That's better.
I'm gonna try to keep it pretty flat, super flat even. I carved out a massive section of dirt underneath my new home, and this is where I'll
Again, if you don't understand, just go watch the normal video.
a lot of the stuff that I need, like storage. I've just really come to like the bedrock flooring. It's solid and sturdy, unlike your grandma. Things were off center, so I had to spend most of day 77 fixing it. I'm gonna blame the slimes. Oh, and I will be building with emeralds here. If you don't like it, it's probably because you're in the firm clutches of poverty.
Emeralds are a good block to build with. They don't look amazing, but they do show wealth. They are one of the few blocks you have access to. Again, though, stone bricks. I don't know. He hasn't made stone bricks yet for some reason. I'm not sure why. He might have just forgotten. But I'm not sure why he hasn't made stone bricks.
Might be snazzy to add a piston door, but there's no way I can install one without it looking like absolute garbage, so I threw that concept out quick. Also, because I can't source glass, I still have slime windows. I've definitely got to fix that. Today was monumental, though. I tore down my old slime shack. It's been used and used.
You can get glass from the librarians. You should go do that soon.
The last 70 days or so,
I think
just
you
being put down. But hey, for the first time in 78 days, I have an actual roof over my head. There's still slimes everywhere, but part of this build is getting rid of them, so their days are numbered. I guess my days are number 2, and today's number is 79.
So that house looks okay, but the wool kind of screws it up. I would say use like andesite instead of the wool, like that polished andesite or something. That might help. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not amazing at building. I'd like to be better at building, but I'm okay at redstone, and I'm at building. I can build some okay stuff with time, but I would like to get better at building. I don't know what could really do it. I know the wool doesn't look good though.
Where I'm still working on my house. The flatness of this world can be quite beautiful, but I need a wall. I feel naked without one. And this wall I want to make nice. No more oak fences for me. I'm gonna make some nice cooked stone. Day 80, I grabbed some lava from the nether. It's pretty much unlimited fuel.
So you can only get stone so fast. There is pretty much no difference from mining the cobblestone with a iron or diamond pickaxe. I think stone is slightly too slow. Because basically the way it works is the lava moves at a certain rate. So if you break it, the lava will move, then you break it, and then the lava waits, because it moves at a rate of like 1 block per second-ish, so if you can break it fast in a second, it'll immediately move back. So you can break it, and then it'll move after that second. But if you take longer than a second to break, it'll realize there's a wall there and it won't move. And then once you break it, it takes another second to move. So it's actually, if you can break it faster than a second, it goes much faster. But you can't go faster than about 1 per second. Plus, some of it can burn. There might actually be also a better way to do it. Some sort of way to, like, have lots of lava flowing and then rush water over the flowing part, and then it can't burn as easy, but I don't know. You'd have to do some sort of redstone thing for that.
Got access to it, then I got my stone cooking, did some chores. It was a very productive day 80. Any day that has wall building is a good day in my book, and today I put up huge amounts of walls. Stone brick may be just as effective as oak fence at keeping out slimes, but you can't deny it doesn't look nicer. I'm gonna make this one a double layer.
So he has made stone brick now. I'd recommend also building some buildings out of that, because I bet it would look better than the wool.
Wall, you can never have too much. Unfortunately, slimes are still actively spawning inside of my wall, but I'll fix it eventually. Well, this is a little awkward. I wasn't recording for a day, but I started putting some carpet down. The carpet will prevent any monster from spawning inside of my wall, even the slime. It's gonna take a long time to fill it all up, but it'll be worth it in the end. So now I'm just working on making everything in the house look nicer.
So the carpet looks kind of bad, especially because the wall is there, leaving some sections open. I'd say replace it with green eventually, which he probably will, but he doesn't have access to green dye right now because he doesn't have cactus or sand. So once he gets cactus and sand, then I'd say replace it with green dye, but that's gonna take a while yet.
It's not that big, so I can put in some fancy touches. I think this black and white floor with the gilded pieces looks pretty nice. Today I finally finished the emerald walls. It was only a matter of time with how much money I can make. And in an attempt to get actual glass, I tried to get silk touch on a pickaxe, and maybe I'd steal it from some villagers. But
Okay, so he's putting emerald in place of the wool. And now he's doing some enchanting?
it didn't work today. I decided to scrap that idea and went over to my villager breeder, day 84, to try to get a librarian to sell me some glass. Gotta say, it's kind of funny how many dirt pillars are around this villager breeder. Everyone is from an iron golem who died. Spent a ton of money on the first guy, and he didn't sell me glass. That was just awful. However, on day 85, after some quick sheet profits, I got a librarian to sell me glass. Not gonna lie.
I think it's a 1 in 2 or a 1 in 3 chance of them selling glass. I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, it is somewhat easy to get if you just max out a couple of them. Because you can get, choose, 3 that have good things. Like, if you got one guy with Riptide 3, I don't know if you can actually get Tridents. You could possibly have drowns spawning, but they might need an ocean biome for that. I don't know if that would work. If you can just build, a drown spawner wherever, and they don't need to be over an ocean biome, I think it'll be fine. But if you have, if you have a guy with sharpness, a guy with power, a guy with unbreaking, a guy with mending, just max some of those guys out, and at some point you'll get a glass trade.
Going back home, this glass felt like diamonds. I didn't even bother making glass panes. I just put the blocks in. It's so transparent. There's still a lot of work to do around here, but getting that glass was a massive goal of mine. Now I'm working on the basement. The dirt walls are nice and all, but I think black stone might be better. I want to create the illusion that you're not inside a dirt hole. It's going to take some time and a lot more black stone, but I think in the end it'll look fairly nice. It doesn't matter how many torches I...
Yeah, the only problem is it's a 2 block high wall, and 2 there's a bedrock on the bottom. So if you raise the top a block or 2, if you raised it 2 blocks, you could have a floor and an extra block. And if you raised it 3, you could also have a ceiling that's different from the floor of the next to a house. So mining out an area and then actually building a hill somewhere could be very smart.
On my land, I need the carpet to stop the slimes, but I can see the end. It's close. A lot of area, though. I'm just glad I have 20 sheets working around the clock. Putting in this design kind of helped. At least it stopped the big slimes from spawning, so there's that. Yeah, a couple more days it should be done, and honestly...
That's actually really smart. I probably wouldn't have thought of that. That'll stop the big ones from spawning, so right now only the small ones and maybe mediums can spawn in the gaps there, so he's a bit more safe.
I can't wait. I never put lights up around the walls, so now creepers are spawning inside. This shouldn't be a problem in a few days, but this is definitely a problem now. I also decided to change up the entryway, give it a little bit more design. I just wish I didn't have an oak door. I guess I could make an iron door today, but I don't know.
That's another thing. The carpet will stop things like creepers from spawning. Of course, light's probably easier. I'm not sure if it was this playthrough or someone else's. I think it was some other guy who did a zombie playthrough, a hardcore zombie playthrough. He was not using torches at all. I don't know what the hell the guy was thinking. He was just like, torches? What's a torch? Zombies are gonna spawn in my base? Sure.
Just don't like killing them. It just feels bad. Today is the day that I finish the carpet. No more slimes ever. Do you hear that? No, I'm really asking. Do you hear that? Well, you shouldn't, because you can't. Because there's no slimes. For the first time ever. I know it's just Minecraft, but I've been listening to those slimes for 88 days now, and it's just so nice to hear nothing but silence.
The only way to escape the slimes is if you run away and then it's night, they'll stop spawning. If you go high in the sky, or if you build something like this where they can't spawn. It is actually quite nice to not hear the slimes. When you I remember when I would the world would be annoying, and then I'd turn it to peaceful, and it's finally peace. I can build in peace now.
Right, and now with my increased mental state, it's time to keep working on my house. I always take far too long to build storage, and this playthrough was no different, but at least I got it done. It's not like I had that many items anyway. It was a good opportunity to go back to the industrial district and clean stuff up, grab items that I need, that sort of thing. Sure, I'll miss my old slime hut, but you gotta love my house now. It fits that super flat aesthetic perfectly. Day 89, I cleaned up some of the dirt pillars outside the villager breeder. They were making me...
It does look a bit ugly, though. There's probably something better he could have done. I think slimes spawn regardless of the light level, as they do in day, so I'm not sure what you could do to stop them, apart from building a sky island, and that wouldn't be the smartest because you can't get elytra. So, I don't know.
So bad. I also moved my nether portal over by the villager breeder. I couldn't find a good spot to put it in my house. Then I went back to that blackstone fortress I know about and mined tons of the blackstone for my basement. Also killed some baby hoglins because I hate them. Back to reality day 90, putting some blackstone in my storage. It's starting to look okay. I was gonna do the ceiling too, but then Tor said she liked it, so it's staying. Other than that, was kind of figuring out where I wanted to put my new enchanting room. Yeah, it's gonna be under my house. Day 91, the enchanting room was finally underneath my house, and
You liked the dirt ceiling? Okay. Yeah, again, the only problem is if you replace the dirt ceiling, then the floor of the thing stuff above you becomes blackstone. So then you kind of have to, like, build a makeshift hill or something. Although, like, really, you could just, like, go, like, a fair bit away. Just start mining out dirt like crazy. And then come and build some makeshift hills and stuff. Just to make it look better and allow you to build some more underground stuff.
immediately made a nice new diamond sword with smite and mending called Smoter. That wasn't all I did. I also made some mending armor, and some of my tools got mending as well. I know I can technically buy as many diamonds as I want, but now I can work on getting some perfect armor and it won't break on me. However, Smoter, my new sword, does have smite and also looting 3, which makes it perfect for wither skeletons. Yep, that's right. I'm gonna try to fight the wither by day 100, and with this new sword, it should be possible. And you know, fighting the wither is pretty essential to most Minecraft playthroughs if you want beacons, and I definitely want beacons. You can help yourself get more skulls by having a looting 3 sword.
Beacon in this one's not super helpful. You could use it to mine dirt faster. For regen, for strength, I guess. Regen's the bonus thing you get. The other ones are like, you can choose between strength, speed, haste. What is it? Strength, speed, jump boost, haste, and something. So I guess speed or strength could be helpful, but
Also, increasing the surface area of the nether fortress is a good way to go too. I was feeling pretty confident. After 2 days, I got 2 skulls, which means 1 more, and I'm fighting William. I've had pretty good luck in this series, though, finding diamonds in the village, getting a wandering trader selling black dye, and surviving the few close calls that I had. But it makes sense I would have some bad luck, and on day 94, I didn't get the last skull. Statistically speaking, by day 95, I was overdue for that last skull. Yeah, and running around the nether fortress isn't exactly the most fun or safe.
yeah, if you have looting 3, it's actually not... If you have looting 3 and a will to live, it's not actually that, like, and good armor, it's not actually that hard to do much stuff. Wither skeletons can seem scary, but they do have a couple of weaknesses. First off, they can't get into two block high holes. So you just make you make little gates on like parts of the fortress where you just, on the 3rd block high, you put like 3 blocks of some kind, they won't be able to get to you. You can even do that like for 2 in a row, and then you have somewhere to sit if there's guys on the other side as well. But yeah, they're really not too much of a problem. And with looting and smite, you can kill them quite easily, farm them for wither skulls quite easily.
Thing to do. I really don't like being down here. Well, killing some Hoglin children made me feel a little better. Pigman, Hoglin, who cares? Understand that there was no point whatsoever where I was ever going to give up. It's just not my notable need.
The piglins are the ones with the bows and swords. The hoglins are those crimson pig things.
Still, I was very happy to get the last skull early on day 96, so now I'm just going to take the next few days to prepare myself to fight the wither. It's going to be a little interesting on a super flat world. Day 97, I tried my best to make some protection mending armor. It's really good against the wither. It's pretty much all my money and emeralds, but now everything but my chestplate has protection 4 and mending, and the chestplate has protection 3, so I'm pretty much perfect. I should have made a better bow. I worked on my axe instead and broke my anvil. There's no way I'm getting enough iron to make.
Yeah, I'm not sure if protection or blast resistance is better for the wither. They work in weird ways, like, if you don't know, with armor, it's actually kind of weird. You shouldn't put like, blast protection 4 and fire... You might think, like, well, I could have protection 4 or 5 or whatever on all my armor. I could have protection 4 on all my armor. Or I could have protection 4 on one piece and fire resistance, fire protection, blast protection, and projectile protection on the other 3. And then I'm resistant to everything. But not quite. Protection gives you a base level protection against everything. It's weird. It's weird. There's some good videos online about it. I'm not even fully sure about it, but I know pretty much if you want immunity against something, put fire protection 4 and the other 3 as protection 4. Because fire protection 4 doesn't stack. Neither does explosion or projectile protection. So, but normal protection 4 does stack. So if you want to have special immunity to something, like fire protection, and then 3 protection. If you want immunity against everything, 4 protection. And then, so like, either specific protection against one thing and 3 protection 4, or 4 protection. You don't want just fire, explosion, projectile, and 1 protection, because then that basically just gives you as much protection as protection 4, except without the melee protection. Because normal protection is what gives you normal damage resistance. So just normal protection is actually better than 1 of each.
New one. I really hope that doesn't come back to bite me.
Again, though, I don't know if blast protection on one of his pieces is better for the wither. I don't know how much. I don't know if the wither counts as explosion damage. It probably does. So having blast protection would probably be on one of his pieces probably be better, but not sure.
Hopefully a power 2 bow is enough. I think I was pretty much ready by day 98, but my anxiety led me to triple and double check. If I want to continue this.
You really shouldn't need a bow. Based on Java's combat system, I know axes are a viable weapon. Either a sword or an axe with smite 5 and sharpness 5. I don't know. I don't think you can have sharpness and smite. Probably an axe with smite 5, and that's all you'll need. It's and a strength 2 potion. And he can make potions. So a strong strength potion and an axe of smite 5, easy win.
I can't die. By the way, if you'd like me to continue the series, you can always hit the like button, you can write a comment, maybe subscribe, show a little support. Alright, day 99, I hit the road. You gotta know I'd never fight the Wither near my house. I have a plan.
The other thing is, for fighting the Wither, you don't want it to be able to break out and wreak havoc on the Superflat world, especially since there's slimes everywhere. If it gets out and starts tracking slimes, it'll go wherever it wants to. It tracks all mobs, all of them. So it'll just start tracking slimes and wreaking havoc. If it gets to a village, the village is gone. So what you should do, because there's no underground, either fight it in the nether, specifically the nether roof, or the nether depths. Depths are probably worse because you have a chance of running into lava and then getting stuck, and then you can't move, but it can. The nether roof is unlikely to have lava. It's a good place to fight the Wither. And because it's not super flat, it's good. The other options, build like some sort of cobblestone box. He doesn't really have time to do this, so the nether roof probably would have been a better idea. But building some sort of cobblestone box, just so it takes longer to break out of. It'll take a long time so like, I don't know, like a 10 by 10 by 10 box or something. And that's like 1,000 cobblestone, but 1,000 cobblestone's only like a chestful, and even that might not be enough. But that'll give you time to kill it with just an axe. Doing what he did is gonna really screw him over.
And it involves golems. I'm gonna spawn the Wither in this church and surround it by golems. I'm not sure if it'll work, but it's worth a shot.
So, locking it in with cobblestone won't do anything. It blows up everything. The cobblestone will be destroyed just as fast as the glass there. Or almost. Maybe not quite as fast. It'll be slightly more resistant, but it's not gonna help much. I would have said reinforce it a couple of times. He replaced it with cobblestone, add another 2 or 3 layers onto it so it takes longer to break out, and then just... I think he's using a sword and not an axe, which also works, as long as it has smite 5, and he's using a strength 2, which we'll see what he does.
To summon the Wither on day 100, unfortunately the footage corrupted. Not all of it though, I've got the fight here, the golems died almost immediately.
So he's got speed but not strength, so that was dumb, and he's using a bow, not an axe, not a sword with smite. Probably because he couldn't kill it fast enough, it probably would have immediately broke out of the church. And again, he shouldn't have died in a village. It's gonna wreak havoc on the village. I see there's villagers there still. The golems would have all immediately died. He does high damage and he flies away. You're not gonna do much.
Moving fast was a definite advantage, and I thought my horse would help. No tragedy, it didn't take long for my horse to get absolutely clapped. After my horse died, I just went in with a blind rage.
Horse was also stupid. That wasn't really gonna help. I would have said, like, a speed potion, like, really, all you need is a strength potion and a smite 5 axe, or sword, and it'll easily destroy him super quickly. You don't need to do any of the bow nonsense. Like, it can make for a more fun fight, but it's much more risky. And again, if he dies, or if he loses it and it starts tracking slimes, he could be in a lot of trouble. The village was also a really dumb place to do it, because it's gonna get destroyed. Should've done it in the middle of nowhere.
Surprisingly, the Wither didn't do too much damage to me. Between golden carrots and protection armor, my health did pretty well. Sadly, the footage got deep fried, but at least I killed the Wither and got the nether star. It's such a shame the footage held together so well in this video. Don't know why it crapped out of me in the most important part. Anyway, I bunny hop.
It's what we call bad luck. But yeah, with like protection 4 armor, really nothing does too much damage. It was only diamond, not netherite, so he could have made it better. Again though, he could have done a lot less damage to the village by just not spawning the Wither there, or by using an axe quickly in the church.
Back home and installed my first beacon. On gold because I don't have enough emeralds. These 100 days of super flat have been quite the journey. I didn't know what to expect when I started, but I knew it would be a wild ride.
Yeah, so what ability is he taking? Speed?
And it was. If you want to see 200 days of super...
So he's taking speed. He's not maxed out the beacon. It looks like a level 1 beacon. I think the level 1 abilities are like speed and something. Regen is an auto when you get on 4. Haste Haste is an option on 3. I believe strength is an option on 2. Speed and jump boost, I think, are the first options. So he hasn't maxed his beacon, so speed was probably the best thing he could have done. But maxing the beacon and getting, I don't know, probably strength or speed is the best one for the base. Because the world is super flat, so there's just a lot of space in between, so speed probably is the best thing he could have gotten. So yeah, that's my opinion on it.
Flattery even 1,000. Let me know by hitting the like button. I'd really appreciate that. Also, make sure to subscribe so you don't...
So if we go to 1,000, I don't know if I'll comment anything on that. That's probably too long. But yeah, we'll see what happens. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you found my... Hopefully we learned some... Hopefully he learned something. I doubt he's gonna watch this. Hopefully you guys learned something about what you can do. I know one guy said in the comments he's doing a super flat challenge. I wanted to, but again, the PS4 stuff is broken. My PS3 doesn't work great. Plus, it doesn't have the Nether update, so I would have to play computer Minecraft or Java, and I don't know how to play Java. I know it would take a while to learn, so Yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do. But let me know if you guys try, and let me know if you need any advice or anything. So, hope you enjoyed. Remember, if you like my content, feel free to like and subscribe. Go subscribe to Luke the Notable. Go watch his video. It's only because of his videos that we'll do this. So, hope you, I already said this, but, yep. Hope you enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.